Welcome back, Stockton. We are here again with Overwatch. I, of course, am Josh. I got to be here last season. Joining me this time is Malik. How are you doing, Malik?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited for the matches tonight, and I'm really excited to see where tonight goes.
I'm really excited as well. We had a interesting season to say the least last season. However, it still was a very, very fun time at least to see. We did do some pretty good things. We had a few close matches that overall came very close down to just a few different things, and I really feel like we got a new game here. We got Overwatch 2 pulling up, and I really got this good feeling that we're going to rock it right now. New format 5v5, new maps, new modes, new heroes. Really exciting to get into this whole new game. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be an interesting one for sure too, because we have a whole new meta we're looking at on top of a whole new level of players, and in a sense of we have 5v5 players facing off against each other. So that whole change up, that whole switch up, we're losing a tank in the meta. So it's interesting to see what adapting is going to be happening in order for the games to go well. I really think last season we definitely had a few issues when it came to team composition and team flow working together. So we have really high hopes that we got a stellar team here to come in and knock it out of the park. How are you feeling about our chances here?
I'm feeling really confident. I'm not too familiar with how last season went, but I have all the faith in the world that we're gonna kill it tonight.
I'm
Uh,
so excited.
mm. I'm really excited to see how the new characters change up the meta. Eh,
All right, we got a
Um,
whole roster set up here as well. We got a very, very exciting group of players here. We got the top row of players here that you're seeing right now. Those are returning players from last season's roster. Once again, coming back to face off for the team. On the bottom, we got five brand new players playing whole different sets of characters and a whole different meta. It's going to be really exciting. Looking at this team composition and their mains already, you see so many different factors coming in immediately. One interesting thing, of course, is to see Doomfist pulling up on the bottom there. I'm curious about that because uh, Doomfist is a tank now, which is a super interesting change that we didn't get to see last time because previously Doomfist had been an attacker. I think this change for Doomfist is definitely setting something up group wise. We're definitely going to see the meta shift around Doomfist if we're seeing Doomfist in play, which it seems like it may be happening for Stockton.
I'm really curious about the other team's composition as well, with the Anna and Mercy supports, along with Reinhardt to create that cover for them between the front line and the back line, with Reaper able to go in and get a few picks in the back line to open something up. Um, I'm really curious to see how the meta evolves around tanks specifically, since you know to push you need the tank to stand there and be the front line. So the team compositions and formations are really going to be critical.
Absolutely, 100% agree because now it's really a game of focusing on that tank and keeping them alive and active as long as possible. And we are getting ready to jump into some matches right here live. It's very, very interesting to see what the team against us is going to be picking as well, because it looks like our team composition could have a few vulnerabilities. I think one vulnerability that I really, really try to emphasize, and I think I emphasized it a little bit last season as well, was Sombra. We're jumping in right now onto Oasis 5v5 once again. Brand new set in terms of
Classic
how they're going
map,
to go.
brand new rules.
Exactly. 5v5. It's such a different format. It's such a change of pace. I
hmm
honestly have no idea how this could go. Could we see a very heavy tank defense meta? Or are we going to see the teams kind of be push heavy and attack
hmm
heavy? Whole new opportunities have opened up here for Stockton, and they're definitely going to be jumping on tonight.
Crazy to see this map at night now. I understand that in Overwatch 1, the match is starting now, teams are rolling out. Uh, we see Stockton pull. Oh, there seems to be Oh, now they're going.
All right, game's getting ready to jump in here. We got a Mercy, a Genji, a Reinhardt, a Lucio, and a Reaper. A very interesting a very interesting team here that we're seeing be set up with the Mercy switching over to Baptiste, which honestly could be very good, especially considering the whole invincibility thing set up. The whole invincibility utility could just be absolutely dominant on a point map like this.
We're starting to see the teams meet in the center. We're starting to see Stockton pulling up on the side, trying to take that high ground to poke at the enemy team.
Reinhardt jumping on the point with very little health on the shield, able to push in, losing the shield, knocking him back, locking the entire ONU team in the room, unable to get out. All 5 of them stuffed in there, perfect for opportunity to get them. Unfortunately, they're going to get a successful push in, which is going to knock out our Lucio, meaning heals are down. Baptiste is down as well. We have all heals down. There goes the tank. Whole team down except for Anaconda on Reaper, it seems.
That fight was really something. It started off as more of a skirmish and then quickly seemed to evolve into an all-out brawl.
Absolutely. Seeing those two teams fight, especially in that one confined area, there was an opportunity there to send as much projectiles and explosives in as they could. Unfortunately, they didn't have the proper utility to do so, and especially losing Reinhardt's shield just made that push near impossible to complete. Reinhardt pushing and now looks like they're going to try and go from the flank as they're getting lit up. That shield is dropping repeatedly.
Oh, we see Reaper get pushed off the map there.
Ooh, we're going to see Junkrat also falling off the map after Lucio hits him with the boop. Genji running in right now, only one alive, waiting for the team a little bit, crouching around, doing a little funny dance. Love to see it as the rest of the team gets ready to pull up for another push attempt.
We're starting to see... oh my god. I'm sorry. So Stockton is pulling back up to the center again to try to recapture the point and get some percentage in there. They're taking the left side room, it seems, to position for
the ultimate play from Genji, able to slice out Junkrat, going in for another cut on Lucio, slashing back and forth, able to get the kill. Now fighting off the rest of the team, able to go for a pushback here. Genji able to get 2 crucial kills that are allowing them to secure the point.
The Genji, the Weeb 69 really went in there and got those 2 crucial picks that allowed them to maintain the point for now.
Absolutely. Using that ult was that was a perfectly timed ult use. Unfortunately, it looks like we got a Junkrat thing coming in here. Junkrat ult, Tire pulling up on Roadhog, able to get Roadhog down with Lucio able to do the finishing job. Right now we're seeing our Lucio struggle, getting taken out by Zarya as Genji is struggling in the little room. Not going to be able to do any damage there, taking out, and it looks like the whole team is once again down, while Snowball Reinhardt spawning in again, leading another push attempt on the point. Considering last push attempt was successful with a limited amount of time, there's a chance that they could do it once again.
We're starting to see a real back and forth between the two teams. And it's really anyone's game at this point. Oh,
the Zarya able to lock him down, not able to push through, but Reinhardt pushing forward with the Baptiste clutch, coming in, able to make him invincible, giving them a successful opportunity to push forward here. It is an insane skirmish with Reinhardt swinging that hammer left and right at Lucio, able to get Lucio down and almost get the point. Only one remaining, finally taking the point. Stockton once again coming in clutch out of nowhere with another successful push to secure the point. Incredible play there from Reinhardt.
Incredible. And I would also like to say that that Zarya ult was perfectly placed. Both teams are really pulling out all the stops for this first match tonight.
This is a very close match right now. We're seeing these teams fight for this game, which of course, what else could you ask for when you're
coming out? He's slicing, he's dicing, he is just destroying it. The Weeb 69 really getting in there.
Ooh, with the final melee kill on the Baptiste, able to lock them from another push. Stockton doing incredibly well on defense here. It just seems that they maybe needed to get that chance to get their foot in the door, successfully pushing, and now they are locking it down completely. The Weeb 69 is definitely not to be underestimated on this team.
For sure. Definitely sticking out for his insane plays on Genji with that ult. And hopefully he'll be able to pull out some more of that to secure this
Reinhardt able to
victory.
knock down 3 of the team members, once again holding the point. Reaper was unsuccessful at getting any kills, but did push them a little bit backwards. Unfortunately, Reinhardt is going to go down here as Genji is trying once again to slice through. Going to keep trying to throw as many stars as they can. Not going to deal damage, unfortunately, leading to them capturing the point. And it seems like here this may be it. ONU securing the first round. Incredible performance from both teams.
For sure. I definitely think that Stockton is going to bring this back, though.
Absolutely. That once they Stockton is showing right now that once you get their foot in the door, once you are able to capture and secure that point, they are going to hold on to it for their dear lives. They clearly want that point, and unfortunately, it was just one unsuccessful ult from Reaper that was just not able to finish the job in combo with the Reinhardt ultimate. We're seeing some team composition switch ups right now, which is very good to see as well. We're seeing the Mercy and Pharah combination. Yeah. Got Ana pulling up. We got Genji, and now we have Doomfist as our tank. Very exciting to see as the round begins once again.
I'm very excited to see how both of these teams go into the second match, knowing what they know from the first, and how the character changes are going to change up the team dynamics.
Absolutely. It's very interesting to see how is ONU going to respond to Stockton's new team as they're able to successfully push onto the point. It's a big brawl right now. Doomfist going down, unfortunately being taken out by Zarya and Junkrat. Genji able to get Soldier 76 out of the field, fighting off Baptiste and Zarya. Will we be able to do it? Unfortunately not going to be successful as ONU captures the point. But we saw that, no worries. We saw this last time and Stockton came this close. You can't see me right now. I'm not on camera. This close to winning the last round. I promise you there is a good chance here that this is going to be a very, very slim margin for error, but also going to be a very, very slim chance that they don't successfully rock this point right now.
And we're seeing Stockton back to the middle for another skirmish over the point. We're seeing the Pharah take the high ground to really pelt down rockets on the enemy team.
One thing really interesting to note on the enemy team is their Baptiste is absolutely coming in clutch, and unfortunately it doesn't look like enough targeting on those Baptiste invincibility items are going to be doing much. They aren't targeting them, which is leaving their entire team alive in clutch fights. And hopefully we're able to see a successful push regardless of that, but that was a very unfortunate event there. Thankfully able to take out the team full clutch, team wipe. Incredible play there.
Very good to see a one-team fight for Stockton. I really hope that they'll be able to hold off the next push from ONU. Maybe they'll change up their characters to answer Stockton's different comp.
We're looking over right now. It appears that they did have one switch, that being McCree, a very interesting switch encounter that we're going to see whether or not it will play out and how they'll adjust to it. It's looking like we are fighting right now. Once again, holding them in a choke point. Seems to be consistent for ONU. Of course, we're following Genji, able to slice and dice, throwing a ton of stars at the enemy, able to do little bits of chip damage, which are crucial for these team fights. ONU on the point, fighting for it, but constant back and forths are going to wipe out Genji as Doomfist is holding on for dear life and jumping out of the point.
We really saw the Weeb 69 put in a lot of work during that team fight, really taking advantage of Genji's mobility to dip in and out of fights to avoid taking damage. Hopefully in this next team fight, he'll be vital for Stockton's victory in this round.
Absolutely. We are all pushing in together. The perfect wait and push play. Lost the point, but that doesn't mean we lost the war. Baptiste setting up the entire invincibility shield. Doomfist fighting from the steps with Ana. Are they going to be able to push through right now? It is a struggle on the point and off of it as 3 of our team members go down. It's only Ana and Doomfist. Now I lied. It's only Doomfist, and now I lied. Doomfist may be down. Doomfist at 27 health. The rest of the team coming out right now to fight. Looks like they are getting stuck near their spawn as time slowly runs out. It does not appear that they'll have enough time as the game comes to a close.
Unfortunate to see the second round going to ONU. Quick question: How? What? It's best out of 3. Is that right?
Yes, it's best out of 3. So they won the first game here, ONU. And they are currently, we're seeing a quick play of the game, of course, highlights from our main players, Reinhardt here.
Mhm.
I think one interesting thing that we saw with the last game in comparison to the first round, in the last round compared to the first round, was the last round, it seemed like they didn't really have as much defense power as they had before. I think that their last team was so solid on defense, and they were able to lock it down to literally tie the game at max percent. I just think they didn't have that there. And maybe it was just an unsuccessful second push, or maybe it was just a lack of cohesion when it came to the pushes, but they just absolutely fought their heart out. It was an intense fight for that point, and they just were not able to hold it down and lock it down for long enough, which is very unfortunate.
We definitely saw that ONU were better at taking the high ground and really holding on to it with the Baptiste on the back line, able to help them soak up that damage from the Farah. It was very unfortunate to see Stockton lose that round.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think another thing that we're seeing there is I think the Ferris switch was really good because a lot of the time it looks like ONU is really into like 5-man pushing these very tight choke points, and when they are pushing very hard at these tight choke points, they're able to win it dominantly because all 5 of them are facing 1, 2, or 3 people at max in comparison because the other players are defending the other flank. And usually you would think you have to defend the flank because you could have a trace or a somber pull up or something like that there. Unfortunately, here though, they just all pushed together. It was incredible team cohesion from ONU, and Stockton really needs to dig deep to figure out exactly what they can do to counter that. They don't want to become like a Jill sandwich stuck in the middle, absolutely no way to break through.
That is completely right, Josh. I think the Farah change was very good at being able to force the enemy team to break position with her active ability, and just was really able to, when ONU took the high ground, was able to go even higher and just pelt those rockets down on them.
Absolutely, absolutely. I definitely think that explosive characters are the way here, and something to counter Baptiste really needs to come up here because I feel like Baptiste was coming in clutch on both ends when we had Baptiste and when ONU had Baptiste. Multiple times we saw these teams come in clutch with those life-saving abilities. Honestly, Baptiste is an incredible lifesaver. Maybe not a damage dealer, and maybe not 100% the best healer in comparison to some other characters. But when you already have like a really solid healer like Lucio, it does not matter. Baptiste is able to keep everyone alive, and that is crucial for these point fights.
Exactly. I think it's really understated how important these support picks have been so far. Really been defining. Oh, and it seems we're going into our next match on Midtown.
Absolutely. They've been defining these team fights, and going into this next match here on Midtown, I'm very excited. I'm very excited because this is completely different. Completely different. Now we're not facing just point capture rounds. We're seeing point then payload. Completely different setups, completely different team compositions. I'm really curious because you have a lot of different things that maybe wouldn't come into play, like Baptiste or something. That's not going to exactly compete. Baptiste is going to be like a constant point holder, but when you have a moving point, you either have to figure out a way to work around it or you have to play in advance and think ahead.
It seems that we're seeing a team roster change up for ONU with the Sigma, the Symmetra, the Junkrat, the Baptiste, and the Lucio, while Stockton has the Ana, the Hanzo, the Reinhardt, Moira, and May. So I'm really excited to see how the new map, the new teams, and are going to mesh together to make this match different from the last.
I think it's really interesting as well to see a payload that is a 5v5. It's something that we really haven't gotten to see yet from Stockton Esports or from the Stockton Esports Overwatch gameplay because, again, 5v5 just came out when Overwatch 2 came out very, very recently. It is very exciting to see how they're going to be able to balance the hold over this payload. How are they going to be able to make sure that they constantly have a grasp on this payload?
Holding on to the payload without that second tank is really going to be a challenge. Comps are definitely going to need to revolve around that and maybe change to be more defensive on attack in order to just hold that payload as long as they can.
Absolutely. We're seeing Mercy and Hanzo here fighting for the point, but it looks like they are once again able to get the point, unleashing the payload onto the field right now. 2 members down. Looks like we're just waiting for that honor respawn as Symmetra is able to take out, and Symmetra and Sigma are able to take out multiple team members. Reinhardt currently waiting in spawn for the rest of the team. Looks like they're going to go for a full defensive push, which I don't know 100% how much I agree with this play. I think this is a little bit divisive here. You're on payload. Time is of the essence, and that point is only getting closer and closer. Well, I don't think full send is the option. Obviously, it's never a good idea to just one solo full send then die. I do think it's worthwhile to try and get some point stalling going on, especially for payload.
I definitely agree with you, Josh. On Reinhardt, you could definitely contest the payload to some degree with his hammer slash, and could definitely try to hold off, build some ult, just so that way you're ready quicker. And we're seeing the Hanzo ult coming out for this team fight. A lot going on here on the payload.
Hanzo with the very well-timed ult, just at the perfect time for that payload to be right down the center. Unfortunately, it's not going to do enough damage as they are still holding on for dear life to that point. ONU refusing to give in or even die here, wiping out more and more of our team members. Hanzo desperately trying to get a couple kills, and we're going to see Mei get the ultimate. Is Mei going to pop it off here? Is Mei going to hold on to it for later use? Doing everything Mei can to hold on to this point and lock it down. Unfortunately, going to be taken out. I lied. Mercy or Mei was not taken out. Mei's actually still fighting here, able to get rid of Sigma and now getting rid of Ashe. Incredible play from Avalanche there, pushing them back, just securing the point before they got to the second checkpoint. Incredible play.
Incredible. Avalanche really showing off Mei's prowess at stalling and being defensive in order to prevent the other team from progressing. I would be definitely a little annoyed right now if I was ONU.
ONU, absolutely. They're getting poked and prodded and absolutely were forced off of that point. We're seeing Junkrat unleash the ultimate here. Seems like it's coming and able to get a 3-piece on Stockton, leaving Reinhardt and Ana near defenseless as they once again get a near successful push on the point. Only Reinhardt fighting for everything, taken out, and it looks like they're going to get to that second checkpoint, or first checkpoint, able to get a new spawn, which could be really dangerous here. They are now pretty much right there. There's no time in between, at this moment in time, there's no time in between them spawning and them getting to that point right now. So these pushes are definitely crucial from here on out.
As much as I hate to say it, the Junkrat on ONU really came in clutch there and carried that team fight with a 3-piece ult.
Absolutely. I'm really curious to see as well, will there be any counterpicking to that Junkrat? And is Junkrat going to stick around when teams flip sides here? I definitely think that some sort of counter is kind of needed because Junkrat and Baptiste are once again continuously responsible for a ton of people dropping, along with Sigma, which I'm honestly not sure exactly what the play here would be to counter it because it feels like they do have options. Maybe just Moira needs to unleash a couple more ults or get the opportunity to unleash a couple more ults through those shields to deal some damage and push Sigma away. But other than that, it is a very tricky spot for Stockton to be in right now.
Yeah, definitely. We're pushing up to the final point. It's really going to be difficult for Stockton to try to match this in the next round. We're seeing a lot of skirmishing going on right now as Reinhardt gets 2 picks. Really going in right now.
Along with the Mei ult and Moira able to suck the life out of Junkrat. It is an incredible play all around from Stockton. They're able to successfully push him back off the point. I want to real quick shout out the Weeb once more because that Hanzo pick was able to perfectly counter Baptiste, which was a huge struggle the last round. This round, it looks like they are handling it with Hanzo and May. Incredible performances, incredible counterplay from both of them.
It's definitely going to be a bit tough to hold the line here for the next 2 minutes and 50 seconds as the payload slowly recedes back. I'm really excited to see how Reinhardt is going to hold up defending this payload.
Reinhardt able to knock 2 people down just before being taken out. May, unfortunately, not going to be able to successfully keep them away from the point, though, while not being able to do much to deter them. Sigma able to use that ult, throwing them up and back down from the air. Moira going to be taken out. Ana running for dear life, going to be also taken out. Reinhardt trying to figure out anything to do as Bob is unleashed onto the field by ONU, successfully getting them the point with 2 minutes and 16 seconds left to spare. That is an incredibly tough time to beat.
I'm definitely curious to see how Stockton will respond in the next round. Again, unfortunate to see ONU take another one, but Stockton's just warming up. I definitely have a lot of hope for them in this next round.
Absolutely. I definitely think we're going to see some interesting switch ups here, especially going in on the attack. Once again, we're on an unfamiliar territory, a brand new field to go through. I'm really curious to see exactly what they plan on doing to take advantage of some of these new areas in this map. This map is absolutely designed for players to take advantage of the levitation constantly as much as they possibly can. And I think we're seeing picks like Hanzo and Lucio and even someone like May who can get to elevated positions pretty easily with that wall. I think we're seeing these plays take into effect, especially in accordance with this map. I think that we're going to see a lot of advantage be taken of this elevation and of these different choke points that people kind of don't defend nearly as much as they should. Maybe it's just a new map, or maybe it's just people underestimate some of the flanks on this map, but it can be absolutely devastating to team pushes. And I really have high hopes here for Stockton. I think they're absolutely going to be taking advantage of it, especially with the Hanzo switching to Genji.
We're definitely seeing a theme with this team comp right now of mobility and being able to quickly take high ground whenever needed. They're deciding to push down through the tunnel and are pushing up on the other side while ONU is up on the stairs by the trolley.
Absolutely. We are watching them able to get a successful misplay from ONU off, making them think that they're going to go up and then going underground, even tricking us a little bit, which is really funny to see, as they desperately are fighting for this point, doing everything they can. D.Va unleashing multiple shots from the rockets and the guns. Shields came out, shields were down, back up. D.Va's mech is still up and running as well. Unfortunately, I lied. Now it is not. We are seeing them successfully capture this point, able to nearly completely wipe this team, holding this point and able to capture the payload. 5.5 minutes remaining to get this payload to the end point here. I think there's a chance here. There's a really good chance.
I think we have a very good chance. They would just need to push that all the way to the end in the next, 3-ish minutes, which is very doable, but we'll see how good ONU will be able to fend off Stockton's defense with their comp.
Seeing Junkrat lobbing grenades from ONU over towards Stockton's payload here. Genji, the Weeb, coming in, able to try and successfully stop that Junkrat play. Is it going to work? It is! The Weeb is going to knock out Junkrat, able to keep pushing here, going for Mercy specifically. An incredible push here, desperately trying to knock everyone back and away from this point, as they only have 4 here. Mercy extremely low, backing up, forcing the rest of the team to follow. Incredible performance, able to knock out Mercy. Baptiste soon seems to be is following. Now Soldier 76, is it going to be Soldier 76 and Sigma both knocked out? Let's find out. Sigma already killed before Genji could even get to them. A near successful team wipe once again from Stockton. They are absolutely dominating this payload push right now.
An insane push by Stockton, and I think that it's important to note that Genji has his ult up now, so that's really going to be interesting to see in the next team fight that Stockton won that team fight without Genji's ult.
Genji unleashing the ultimate right now with Lucio comboing it, making sure Genji will not immediately get dropped. Able to once again fight off the team, desperately pushing back, wiping out more and more as Sigma and Mercy are the only two remaining from their team. Mercy being targeted right now by D.Va, able to be knocked out, or Mercy not able to be knocked out, Sigma able to be knocked out as they desperately try and kill this Mercy who is just flying around doing anything they can to live. It looks like they're just trying to contest the point. They are going to be taken out as Stockton gets to the first point with 5 minutes to spare. They have just under 3 minutes, I believe, to get this point. And at this rate, they could. It really feels like they can here.
I think that at this point it's very critical, you know, 1 or 2 more good pushes are going to be what decides the difference between victory and defeat for Stockton in this round. And I think that the play here is just to save up for ult and let the Weeb go in with the power of anime and just tear things up.
Absolutely. Hitting them up with the Chop Chop fruit would be key here. Seems like we got Reaper coming in with the ult. Are we going to see it unleashed? We are. Unfortunately, they're going to be taken out by Soldier 76 just at the wrong time. D.Va as well going to be dropped. It looks like this team is near completely wiped. Lucio running and sprinting away as fast as possible. Said no, 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 and headed completely out.
Lucio definitely living to fight another day here, readying up for the next fight over the payload. And, you know, like I said, it's no sweat for Stockton. They got time. They got a little over a minute to get 1 or 2 more successful pushes on this payload and take a point.
Ooh, Junkrat able to knock out the D.Va ult. Their tank is very, very vulnerable right now. Is the tank going to be taken out? That could be clutch. Then we got Genji coming in the back, going in, trying to get any kills possible. Unfortunately, unable to successfully get anyone in particular, but able to take out that Baptiste ability, knocking it back. They do not have invincibility no more. Unfortunately, Genji is going to be wiped out as Lucio once again is fighting for another day. Lucio backing away, saying no, 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 once more, as they are being pushed back towards their spawn with only 1 minute remaining. Are they going to be able to break through here and hold on to that OT time enough, or are they going to be stuck here and unfortunately unable to get this payload all the way through? It'll be a shame, especially after such a good first push, and what seems to be right now another attempted push where it's just things are not going their way. We're seeing Reaper being taken out once again. Lucio desperately trying to get anything, an ult off even, able to try and get onto the payload, but is it going to be enough to wipe them out with the Sigma ult knocking down Genji, completely wiping Genji out of the field. D.Va's mech also going down as Lucio pushes back a little bit more, desperately just doing anything they can here at this point.
It definitely seems like Stockton's comp doesn't seem to be well suited for holding the point so much as just going in and getting kills. And we're really seeing ONU have a very good defensive ability to hold the point off for as long as they have.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's definitely an interesting game here. They got about 2 minutes left to even get this point to the end. Things are looking a little bit dire for Stockton here. All they need to do is get this point payload to the final point. If they're unable to do it, then who knows here. Also, we were completely wrong about the times previously. It appears that the time was calculating for the other team's time of 2:16, so they have about 1:40 left to push this payload, meaning they got a good 1 or 2 more pushes. 2 is pushing it. 1 or 2 more pushes in them if they're able to successfully push through here. Genji doing some work. Lucio on the point as well, able to successfully knock him backwards. Reaper shooting Sigma as much as possible, with Mercy trying to heal Sigma. Unfortunately, Mercy's not going to be taken out as Reaper goes for the ultimate, not able to knock Sigma off that point. Sigma is locking it down. We're going to see Lucio also use an ult and getting that point a little bit further with only a minute left. This is crucial right now. This is it for Stockton.
This is an insane push on Stockton's end. The D.Va ult coming out, just damage coming out on all sides. And, you know, one more good push, one slip up on ONU's end could mean the round.
Yes, we saw Sigma just go down there. That means they are without a tank and with very little space from this payload to the end. Are they going to be able to get there? It looks like they're currently just stalling the payload, trying to get it to not move an inch. Junkrat holding that point as much as possible. It's going to be unsuccessful as the point moves a little bit further. It is currently a 3v4 with the rest of the team pulling up. Looks like Lucio is going to be backing up a little bit, pulling up with D.Va and Moira. Lucio backing up a little bit further, trying to get a successful push with little time left. Is there going to be an opportunity to get another push off here? This could be it. Final 10 seconds coming in here for Stockton. They are not able to get to the payload. They have 5 more seconds to get on this point and just hold it as much as possible. And it looks like they are not going to be able to do so, as another loss for Stockton's taken. That is 2 games down, I believe, out of 5, which is not good. It means we have 1 more full game loss, and then that's it.
All that means, in my opinion, is that Stockton's comeback is going to be that much more sweeter when we see it.
It's happened. It has. I have seen it personally myself before. It has happened, and I know Stockton can do it. I think now we're seeing that rust on the wheels come off. We're seeing Stockton get more into the groove. We're seeing their team composition to be more uniform, more focused, more ready for anything. Unfortunately, there's just a couple things that we're not able to counter, such as Sigma and that Mercy constantly pocket healing multiple people, just leading to them not being able to successfully push everyone else off that point for them to drag it to the end.
ONU definitely showing off their defensive prowess that last match, but I think that we're definitely seeing star players coming out on Stockton's side to really just destroy the back line and create a good push. So I'm excited to see what's going to go on going into game 3, what the changes are going to be, how the map is going to affect that, and how it all meshes together.
I'm really, really intrigued by the Weeb 69, which, by the way, the name, I didn't make it.
Amazing.
I don't know who made it. Shout out to you for making it. You made me laugh. along with that, it genuinely was so incredible to see Genji constantly pushing past the enemy and able to get right behind him, throwing everyone out facing him, and then all of a sudden everyone else is pushing that point. Incredible plays overall. Constantly we're able to get them successful pushes onto that payload time and time and time again. And let's not even begin to talk about those ult uses. Oh man, those were insanely good. Repeatedly, constantly able to wipe out multiple team members. I think there's only one time where Genji did not get a kill with that ultimate, which is insanely impressive. Very excited here getting into game 3 to see exactly what is going to be happening, how the team composition is going to evolve, and will we get some more incredible plays from the Weeb Master 69. Or the Weeb 69. There's no master.
The Weeb 69. Going into Havana now, definitely excited to see what's going through these players' heads, what they think about the map, and what they're going to go into this third match with. I definitely hope to see the Weeb 69 pull out the Genji again.
Absolutely. I definitely think we saw there that it looked like it could be a Genji pick once more. So I got my toes excited, all ready to go. I'm ready to go. Very excited. It looks like that is confirmed here, as this looks like a very dominant team comp in this mode. I have a lot of faith for Stockton right now. I feel like this is a very uniform team. We got the Mercy and Pharah combo, and then we got Moira to help out with someone like D.Va or Doomfist, whoever they decide to play. We're seeing a counter switch, and I'm lying again. I keep doing that tonight, where we're seeing Zenyatta be picked and played instead of Moira, which is really exciting because I think Zenyatta specifically is incredibly underrated when it comes to damage output. Zenyatta, I'm sure from experience, Zenyatta is a monster. If you can aim with Zenyatta, you can eliminate entire teams repeatedly, especially when you use that charge shot. It is gnarly to see.
It's definitely exciting to see that pick come out. I'm excited to see how I don't even know how to pronounce his name, this Zenyatta player for Stockton. I'm excited to see if he pulls out all the stops for this match.
Wee on Zenyatta, Lost Snowball on D.Va, Weeb once again on the classic Genji. What else do you expect? Pokemon Master Nick is on Mercy, currently dead, however. The Avalanche getting dropped by Sigma as Farah. Diva's out of the mech right now as they're pushing this payload further and further. Diva desperately trying to get any shots to even land on this Sigma. Unfortunately, not going to be able to connect as they are being pushed back further and further around the point. Unfortunately, being wiped out, delaying the inevitable here as the teams are now waiting to get another successful push off with the full team.
Definitely unfortunate to see that first team fight go a bit sour for Stockton, but it seems like they're changing up their team a bit to try this next team fight from a different perspective with different kits.
Absolutely, we're seeing the Avalanche and the Weeb switch from one character to another. They are now going to go on ahead and rock Ash and Cassidy, ready for some high damage output players here. But I don't know 100% if that's just a counter pick specifically for Farah, or if they have other plans around that too. Because it seems like the rest of the team is still getting wiped out in the bottom there, as Ash is getting roundhoused, for lack of a better term, it's thematically relevant, getting roundhoused by the enemy team up in that point. They're unable to even do anything about it, getting completely dropped as they successfully pass that first checkpoint and are now pushing further and further in. Cassidy trying to catch up, Weeb trying to see if they can make anything happen again. We'll find out.
Definitely interesting to see the Weeb 69 switch off his Genji for McCree, and we haven't seen Ash so far. Definitely a more off-kilter comp that we've seen from Stockton. Definitely different from their usual comp that they've done so far.
Absolutely. Diva desperately trying to absorb all that damage, taking it in. McCree going for the ult, able to knock out only one, however. Looks like it would be way more than that, but unfortunately they just got into cover at the right time. Mercy able to revive Ash, able to continue to fight the fight. Desperately holding this point right now, actively fighting. Looks like Diva is going to be out of mech once again. This point is being fought back and forth for control. It's not even moving backwards just yet as Mercy is ulting in the air to get out of the situation right now. Stockton able to successfully knock him off the point, which is very impressive.
Very, very good to see Stockton take that point and be able to defend it, get that card to regress a bit, and hopefully stall off ONU's advance after that devastating team fight for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right now, if the time was right, the time is now. Like, this is their shot, their moment, their opportunity to catch this moment and hold this point so that way they cannot push further. It looks like they're actively trying to hold this bridge right now, holding this choke point. Unfortunately, 4 of them are going to be wiped out, leading to a complete team wipe from ONU on Stockton. An incredible ult play from the enemy. Farah able to knock them completely back, along with Sojourn able to successfully get a couple other picks in there. Unfortunately for Stockton, that's going to let them get some major ground, and it seems like they're going to be reaching that checkpoint right about now.
Definitely curious to see how Stockton is going to answer this. The Zenyatta ult coming out to counter the... What's his name? I'm sorry. What is his name?
I believe the Sigma counter, yes. An incredible play right now. They're being pushed back further and further. This is devastating for Stockton right now as they can't maintain control out of that checkpoint. They are being pushed all the way back. Once again, team is completely knocked out, back in their spawn. They're going to need to once again regroup and reattempt possession at this point. I really feel like we're seeing a few different issues right now. The main issue is it feels like when you have Ash and McCree, they both serve the same purpose, it seems. And when they're serving the same purpose, they're not able to fulfill other needs, such as the flank, which I think we saw the Weeb was a reason for successful pushes with those flank plays. And I think when you have someone like a McCree and an Ash, who really aren't exactly the best when it comes to flank plays, or when it comes to movement specifically, we kind of end up in the situation where they're able to do chips of damage, but they're not able to successfully push them off of the point, which is all they need right now.
We're seeing a lot coming out from both teams right now as this final push is coming. The Weeb 69 getting picked off, as well as Diva. And we're seeing ONU come very close to that last final checkpoint, closing
it seems
in.
that ONU is getting extremely closer. Diva doing anything they can Now we got more players pulling up. Tracer, the Weeb 69 being taken out before they can do anything. And it looks like ONU, with 2 minutes and 23 seconds left on the clock, is going to take all 3 points and is going to secure round one. Very, very dangerous for Stockton now. Now it is full clutch or kick time, do or die time for Stockton here. Very interesting, very intrigued to see if there's any team composition switch ups. I'm hoping there is, because in all honesty, I feel like we're not getting it done. We have a lot of chip damage. We have a lot of different things that don't exactly contribute to successfully throwing them away, throwing them off that point, getting them out of here. We're not seeing that nearly enough. And I think a big reason for that is those 2 DPS characters are just not able to distract the team from that point in any way. They're constantly going directly into the fight, directly into the line of fire, and then we're seeing them get wiped out repeatedly over and over again. I'm really excited now as we load up into this game. We are seeing the Weeb and we are seeing Avalanche switch their characters again from Ashe and Cassidy to Genji and Tracer, 2 very good, very fast, very mobile characters that are sure to throw the team away from they're sure to throw their focus away from the payload and able to make them focus on these little not irrelevant, but little like minuscule people that are just doing completely separate things, right? So when that happens, you're able to get that payload further and further up, and that matters, especially when you have such a strict timer right now.
Definitely, it's do or die right now, and I definitely think that Stockton's comp going into this match is going to be able to do what you said and be able to get that nice flank in to divide the attention, have a war on 2 fronts, and ultimately divide and conquer these team fights for a full comeback, I'm hoping.
Absolutely. I'm really hopeful to see that as well. I also really like the healer picks they had here, because on the enemy ONU team, we are seeing them run Mercy and Pharaoh, which those are 2 incredibly good characters that are good in the air. So when you have characters that can just shoot really fast, really far projectiles that do good amounts of damage to those 2 heroes, you're able to see some successful plays occur. Unfortunately, it does not look like this was one of them, as Zenyatta is forced to back up and out of this fight, waiting for the rest of the team that has passed to return to the field here.
I definitely feel that maybe Zenyatta could have, stayed a bit in the fight more afterward to just build up that meter for the next team fight, as opposed to the incredibly safe option of waiting for everyone to respawn in complete safety.
Absolutely. It looks like they are going and holding this point right now, getting anything they can, anyone they can off of it. It's just not successful. They are constantly getting chipped away one by one by one. This happened last time, and we're seeing it happen again. And this is do or die for Stockton. They need to successfully push through here. This is the time to get a successful play, as if they lose this round, I'm pretty sure it's game over completely. I'm pretty sure we're done all the games tonight.
I'm pretty sure too, Josh. It'd definitely be unfortunate to see that happen.
Genji able to successfully ult as well, knocking Sigma off the point and killing Baptiste, along with getting a pick on Farah and going for Sojourn. Are they going to be able to do it? They are. Now all that's left is Mercy and Sigma, with Sigma taking insane amounts of damage. It's only Mercy remaining. Are they able to wipe? They are. Complete team wipe there. The Weeb absolutely coming in clutch. So that's what we were talking about. That's what was missing last time. The Weeb threw them off completely, and now this payload is sailing smooth like butter onto this checkpoint. And now they got some more time.
Definitely, Josh. That team fight was so insane, I could barely keep track of it. The Weeb 69 was slicing so much I thought he was using 3 swords style. I'm very glad to see Stockton win that team fight and come out with more time and a fighting chance to take this round.
Absolutely. At this point, just the Weeb cannot be stopped. Who knew? Trumu, we're coming in here pushing on the bridge. Once again, a very dominant choke point. Are they going to be able to get through, as they're just doing little bits of chip damage right now? Going in, we're going to see Pharaoh ult on the team right now. Stockton getting ulted by Pharaoh, going to wipe 3 of them out. 4 of them are down. All that's remaining is Lost Noble on Doomfist. It looks like they're going to attempt pushing back as Stockton once again is forced back into a corner, waiting for the team to try and attempt another push.
The time's definitely going to start getting a little tight now. We're definitely going to need this next push or two to be successful in getting all the way to the end, or else it's looking pretty dire. But I'm very confident that Stockton's going to go in there and kill this last match and bring it back.
Absolutely. With only 2.5 minutes to get to the next checkpoint, I think they can absolutely do it. They just need a successful ult play, or they need just a successful flank push that'll throw the enemy team off, get enough picks out there so that way they can get a push. And it looks like the Weeb, once again, wish we were seeing that POV right now, because the Weeb absolutely popped off, getting an insane amount of people out of the field, meaning that they have that payload secure and they are able to push it further and further up. Genji doing incredibly well right now.
Yeah, the Weeb 69 just going in there with his Genji and just slicing and dicing insanely so on ONU, able to really push the point. As ONU comes back up, we get another pick from the Avalanche.
Avalanche able to stand back, trying to take little pot shots. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to be without the ult, but now with the ult, we're seeing insane amounts of damage popping through. Only Sigma remaining on the enemy team alive, as Sigma is 1v4'd, 1v5'd, completely off the payload, and Stockton is able to get a successful play, getting that checkpoint directly into, or getting directly to that checkpoint, able to add some more time to that timer. 2.5 minutes remaining. This is do or die here. Stockton's clutch moments are now. Could be seeing an overtime attempt tonight.
We're definitely seeing a lot of success with this current comp Stockton is running right now. Able to be very aggressive with that Doomfist, just going in and punching through the front line. Soldier able to go in with his ult. Seeing the Pharaoh ult come out.
I think what's really, really exciting to see... Oh, we got the Genji ult coming out, 3-sword style, going in for the slice, going in on Mercy and Farah. Not able to get the kills, however. Unable to get any kills even. Very rare play. Very possible misplay. That could be a possible downfall for this game right now. Losing that ultimate is crucial. Genji's ultimates have been constant fight winners. So for that to be completely gone from now till... I honestly don't know when that'll be back, depending on how much damage they're able to do in the next coming minute and a half, but that could be do or die. That could be it here if they don't get another successful push off. And it looks like the Avalanche Soldier 76 is going to be dropped by Pharaoh, as Doomfist is trying to fight on the payload, also going to be taking out. And once again, we have fallen back into the thing we have been talking about this whole time, where they are getting picked off one by one by one by one by one, and we are just seeing them get dropped and rocked. It is absolutely devastating, the carnage that is going on Stockton right now, and they really just need to focus up, group up, and fight back as hard as they can, as focused up and as grouped up as they can. I think this is another thing that we got to talk about last year as well, or last semester as well, where they were maybe a little bit too split off at times, and I'm hopeful to see that kind of evolve and change, especially over the course of these matches this semester.
And we're seeing Stockton get picked off here. Very unfortunate to see. Not a lot of time left on the board for one last final miracle push to bring this back. And we're seeing the same comp they've been running, so they're very confident that this last push is going to be fruitful.
Absolutely. This is it. This is the last push. They were team wiped last time, and at this point it's, expect the expected here. We're just hoping that they can get onto this point with only 10 seconds remaining on the timer. 2 more down, only 3 left fighting. Can they get onto the point? It looks like the Weeb is going to do anything they can to try and stall timeout for the rest of the team to get back. Unleashing the ultimate, able to get 1 kill, right, or able to kill the invincibility item, and then knocking back further, unfortunately being picked off after only getting Soldier 76. But there is a chance that they could still win this fight. They just need to keep 1 or 2 people on this point and hold it for as long as they can. And it looks like they're managing to do that somehow. Honestly, they are keeping this game in overtime. Genji going for the push. If Genji isn't able to hold this for the rest of the teammates to come out, it doesn't even matter because the game is over. And correct me if I am wrong, but I believe it is best 3 out of 5. And I believe that ONU has ONU has just won, which means Stockton unfortunately was just not able to come out and clutch up that last round here, or clutch up any of these games really. There were a lot of moments that I think Stockton can look at where they can say we came incredibly close, such as the Weeb coming in here and coming in clutch. Unfortunately, it just was not meant to be tonight.
It's definitely a night up for learning for Stockton, just getting into the season, just warming up, getting used to this new game, new meta, new characters. And I definitely think that the Weeb 69 came out as, a very, very flashy character making these team fights happen, getting those flanks and those plays with his ult. I would go as far to say that the Weeb 69 is the greatest swordsman on Stockton.
Absolutely. Love to see it. I think there's definitely you're 100% correct. There is a lot to learn tonight. We were constantly seeing successful pushes, successful plays, successful compositions, but then we were constantly falling back into old tropes, mainly being the constantly being picked off one by one by one, and then all of a sudden it's just they're not winning fights. At that point, Stockton needs to figure out what they can do here and how they can improve moving forward in the coming weeks to really make sure that that doesn't happen, and how they can keep grouped together, staying alive, and successfully maintaining and pushing people away from these points. I think when we see that and we see successful team compositions, and as the team compositions evolve more and more, we'll definitely see some more successful plays from Stockton. For now, I definitely think learning experience, exciting experience, and overall, it's been a very fun time tonight, regardless.
It, for sure, Josh. Definitely an exciting night, full of twists and turns. A lot of learning moments for Stockton, and we're definitely gonna. I'm definitely excited to see how the season evolves, how the teams evolve, how the meta evolves, and how these individual players evolve, and what characters they gravitate to, the types of skills that they develop for this upcoming season.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's pretty much all the time we got. Games are over for the night. I want to say a special thanks to Malik for coming out tonight as well. It was an honor to have you as part of the Overwatch cast. I also would like to say, if you're not already, make sure to follow Stockton Esports so that way you never miss a Stockton Esports game. Absolutely worthwhile. You get to see some very exciting fun games, across a variety of games, and it's definitely worthwhile. Absolutely recommend. But for now, that's pretty much that's all from us. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you all next time.
Have a good night.